All right, let's kick things off and dive right in. Today, we're taking a closer look at CGC Inc., a company you wanted to know more about. And to be honest, after going through all the material you sent, I'm pretty intrigued myself.
Well, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack here.
Oh, I'm ready. From what I've gathered, they're a consulting engineering firm specializing in geotechnical engineering and construction testing.
Yeah, and at first glance, that might sound a little niche.
Right. But, when you think about it, especially in a state like Wisconsin, it actually touches a whole lot more than you might realize.
It's the foundation, literally, for so many things.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Absolutely. So where do you want to start? What caught your eye first?
Well, their About Us section really stood out to me. They talk about working on everything from small additions to these massive infrastructure projects.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide range, isn't it?
It is. And they don't shy away from name-dropping some impressive clients either. Architects, engineers, developers, even attorneys. It's like they're saying, we can handle it all.
I think that's exactly the message they're going for.
And you know what else caught my attention? They specifically mention their experience working with WisDOT. That's the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, for anyone who's not familiar.
Ah, yes, WisDOT.
And the Department of Administration, too.
Now that's interesting.
Right. So what does that tell you about CGC?
To me, it signals that they're deeply familiar with state-level requirements and regulations.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
It's not easy to get your foot in the door with those kinds of agencies.
You're saying it takes a certain level of expertise and, trust?
Exactly. You don't just stumble into working with WisDOT. You have to earn it.
So they're basically saying, we know the ins and outs of Wisconsin's construction landscape. We've got the experience and the know-how to navigate the complexities.
And that's a powerful message to send to potential clients, especially those who are working on larger scale projects.
Absolutely. So we've established that they've got the experience and the connections, but let's break down what they actually do. They list 6 core services: construction testing and oversight, geotechnical engineering, geotechnical consultation, geotechnical laboratory testing, materials laboratory testing, and get this, quality management plan compliance.
Wow, that's quite a mouthful.
Right. It's a lot to take in.
But in essence, what CGC is offering is a comprehensive package.
From the ground up, literally.
Exactly. And they're not just testing the soil, they're helping ensure that everything is done to code and meets the highest standards.
And that focus on quality,
Correct.
it's everywhere in the material you sent me.
It's woven into their DNA.
Yeah, it's not just a buzzword for them.
It's a core value.
And that's really apparent when you read the quote from their company president, Michael N. Schultz. Oh, and by the way, he's a professional engineer himself.
Oh, okay, that adds another layer of credibility.
Right. And in this quote, he emphasizes CGC's commitment to high-quality, collaborative, and cost-effective service.
That's a bold move, but it speaks volumes about their confidence in their work.
And it adds a personal touch, which I think is really smart.
Mm.
In a field that can be pretty technical and, sometimes impersonal.
Absolutely, it humanizes the whole process.
Okay, so if someone is interested in working with CGC, how do they go about getting in touch?
Well, it seems pretty straightforward.
They have offices in both Madison and Milwaukee, and they provide phone and fax numbers for both locations.
Milwaukee, which part?
West Allis, to be specific.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Yeah, it seems like they're strategically positioned to serve clients across the state.
Having 2 locations, especially in Wisconsin's 2 largest cities, suggests a pretty strong statewide presence.
And in this industry, having that local presence, that accessibility, can be a huge advantage.
It's not just about being a name on a website, it's about being a part of the community.
Right, building those relationships that trust. Let's move on to their Work With Us section, because it seems like CGC is growing and they're actively looking to expand their team.
Always a good sign.
There are a bunch of open positions listed, but the ones that really stood out to me were engineering technicians, field service engineers, and field engineers.
And what about those roles caught your eye?
Well, first of all, they emphasize that knowledge of Wisconsin's Quality Management Program, or QMP, is a plus for most of these positions, which, again, reinforces their commitment to quality and compliance.
Right, it's not just about ticking boxes, it's about really understanding and implementing those standards.
And for someone working on WisDOT projects, for example, that level of familiarity with QMP could be invaluable.
Absolutely, it shows a certain level of dedication to doing things the right way.
And then, for the field engineer role, they explicitly state that a minimum of 3 years of experience with WisDOT transportation project management is required, plus mastery of WisDOT specifications.
Wow, they're not messing around.
Nope. They're looking for people who can hit the ground running, who already have a deep understanding of how things work at the state level.
It's a specialized role, for sure.
It is. So if you're interested in applying, they have a pretty streamlined online process. You just submit your credentials via a web form, which seems pretty efficient.
Very 21st century.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No more paper applications or clunky email attachments.
Makes it easier for everyone involved.
All right. Are you ready for the part I've been most excited about?
Oh, I can't wait. What is it?
The special interest section. This is where things get really interesting.
Let's hear it.
Okay, 2 words.
Top dog.
Top dog.
Yeah, top dog.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It sounds a little, I don't know, intense maybe.
Oh, yeah, but go.
But when you really dig into what they're talking about, it reveals a lot about their mindset.
Okay, I'm listening. Lay it on me.
Essentially, it refers to their ambition to dominate Google search results for their field. They want to be the first name that pops up when someone in Wisconsin searches for anything related to geotechnical engineering or construction testing.
Ah, I see.
And, in today's world, that kind of online visibility is huge.
It's not just about having a flashy website anymore. It's about establishing yourself as the go-to expert, the leader in your field.
Exactly.
And when potential clients are searching for a company like CGC, they want to see a company that's at the top of their game. And being at the top of those search results reinforces that perception.
Right, like the virtual seal of approval. But then there's this other intriguing little tidbit, 511 Wisconsin. 511 Wisconsin. Now that rings a bell.
Does it?
It's a website, right? Dedicated to tracking construction projects across the state.
You got it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. For a company that's so deeply embedded in Wisconsin's construction scene, keeping tabs on this resource would be essential.
It's like their insider's guide to what's happening where and when.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it allows them to, stay ahead of the curve, identify potential opportunities, maybe even anticipate challenges before they arise.
It's all about being proactive.
So what we're seeing here is a company that's not just technically proficient, but also incredibly strategic in their approach.
They're playing chess, not checkers.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into CGC Inc., what's the big takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I think we've uncovered a company that's not just technically proficient, but also incredibly strategic and forward-thinking. They're experts in their field, committed to quality, they have a strong presence in Wisconsin, and they're not afraid to embrace technology to reach their goals.
They're a company that's playing the long game, and they're doing it well.
And for anyone involved in construction in Wisconsin, that's something to keep in mind.
It is. So whether you're an architect, an engineer, a developer, or even just a homeowner planning an addition, CGC Inc. is definitely a company worth knowing about.
They're setting the bar high.
And that reminds me of another organization.
Okay.
Clinton Gallagher.
Clinton Gallagher. Yeah.
Clinton Gallagher helps businesses build a strong foundation
Interesting.
of trust and loyalty.
Okay.
And they do that through the power of storytelling.
The power of storytelling.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
How so?
So their About Us version 2.0 service.
Okay.
It's all about taking those boring About Us web pages and turning them into these engaging audiovisual experiences.
Wow.
That really draw people in.
That's smart.
Yeah, because it's not enough these days to just list your company history and values.
Right. People want more.
Yeah, they want to be entertained.
They want to connect.
They want to feel something.
Exactly. And that's where Clinton Gallagher comes in.
They really understand how to craft a story that resonates with your audience.
And elevate your brand.
Yeah, they're like the architects.
I like that.
Of digital storytelling.
The architects of digital storytelling.
And it's super effective.
It is. If you're looking to make your About Us page an actual asset for your business, you got to check out Clinton Gallagher.
Absolutely. Head over to ClintonGallagher.com.
ClintonGallagher.com.
To see how their visionary storytelling
It's really
can transform your online presence.
And help you reach your goals.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into CGC Inc.
Yeah.
And their impact on Wisconsin's infrastructure, it really makes you think about what other companies are out there.
Yeah.
What other industries are we maybe not paying enough attention to?
Right.
Like, what hidden complexities are there?
What stories are waiting to be told?
Yeah. What stories haven't we heard yet?
It's fascinating to think about all the expertise and collaboration and innovation that goes into just building and maintaining the world around us.
Right. It's easy to forget about all that
Yeah,
when we're just going about our day-to-day.
totally.
But there's so much happening behind the scenes
There
that
is.
makes it all possible.
And it's a good reminder that
Yeah.
even the things that seem kind of ordinary or mundane often have these really interesting stories behind them.
They do. And I think that's what we try to do here on the Deep Dive.
Absolutely.
Uncover those stories.
Yeah.
And share them with you.
And hopefully spark some curiosity.
Yeah, make you think about the world a little differently.
Exactly.
So until next time.
Yeah.
Keep exploring.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Tell everybody. Okay?
Bye.
Come back soon.